Leafs Talk, JD Bunkis, Sam McKee. Pardon the voice. Something spectacular happened last night in the city of Toronto and in the country of Canada. And the two guys, if you're watching on YouTube that you're looking at right now, they stayed up a little past curfew. So she's
Getting way too old for
yeah,
4 a.m.
yeah, too
is
much,
not a time that I should ever see anymore. That's
dude.
just not a time. Unless
I
I'm doing the morning show and I go to bed at 6 p.m. That's the only reason I should ever see 4 a.m.
Bro, I had to do my show
I
this
know.
morning. I'm up went to bed at 4, up at 7. 3 hours of sleep. Looks like
Uh,
someone literally rubbed sand in my eyes. And my face is completely swollen. Ju-
Old sand face bunk.
oh yeah, pure sand. The Sandman. Like he gave me an extra
Old
dose.
Mariano
Oh
Rivera.
yeah.
Enter Sandman.
Oh dude, I was full Sandman.
Uh,
And I was having thoughts, like really it's time to grow up thoughts.
yeah.
I like no regrets. Last night was
No.
special. Last night was
Yeah.
spectacular. Do
Yeah.
it 11 out of 10 times. But yeah, there was a little reckoning on the
Yeah.
commute in this morning going, "Hey man,
Clean it up.
yeah,
It's time to clean it up.
you're about to go into a television studio and stare dead at your own face in a bright lit room for an hour." And anyway, I had
Oh.
people reaching out like, "Great show today." And I went, I couldn't tell
Buddy,
you
I
what
gotta
happened.
tell you, was a great show.
Thanks.
I was in the Jay's content
Yeah.
gobbler,
Yeah.
and I listened to Blair and Barker's post game show last
Yeah.
night, which
I'm
was one
sure
of the
that was
most
bomb.
incredible hour and a half of radio I can ever remember listening to. Callers were great. I woke up, listened to you and Ben. You guys crushed it. I've
Dude,
just
if
been
you
listening
want to
every
listen to a
single
show
day.
though where one of the hosts didn't have like a BA level where they were like allowed to drive a car, then that was Blair and Barker. That was the show for you. Dude, I almost cried twice because I had the emotional hangover feelings, and I was thinking about
Oh,
the fans in the building, and I was like, I had to stop twice in the
yeah.
show and Ben just grabbed the ball. Great having a
What
chemistry
a
guy
guy.
with me because I was
I,
like, yeah, done.
I actually had a cry today
Yeah,
watching the Springer
yeah,
Moneyball
yeah.
edit. I don't know if anyone's watching this. If I retweeted it, go to my Twitter and watch the Springer Moneyball if you haven't watched it by
Yeah,
now.
it's great. It's
It's
really good.
outstanding. And
Okay.
that's all I want to think about. Because
Yeah. So
boy,
here's the thing, and this is sort of the reason why I'm leading into what we need to talk about with this game tonight because I am willing to acknowledge a few things here. Is we've gone over time and time again. You and I are diehard Blue Jays fans, and
Mhm.
going from watching the Jays to the Leafs in that arena, it's hard to compare. Okay, like it's a really hard comparison. So there's a little bit of the sports bends that we're getting, but
Yeah.
also this is a smart fan base, man. And you and I watch every single game every
Mhm.
single year. Like you and I combined have missed how many Leafs games, like genuinely in our lifetime since we were probably 11, 10 years old when it was
I'm running at an 85% clip
yeah,
for
man.
my
It's
life.
just this has been a lifelong passion project for us. And I know the fans of this team care too. And so, yeah, the Jays high, nothing is going to bring me down from that. But I was really pissed off watching this hockey game tonight. You
What a bummer.
had you had Vladimir Guerrero Jr. go to a game 7 wearing an Austin Matthews jersey. And what was the response from the hockey world at large, from the sporting world at large? It
It was,
was
how could you do this?
yes. That was certainly a choice.
Yes.
And the reason why people made that critique is because the Leafs have become one of the most famous losers in all of professional sports.
Yep.
This is a team that just got called out by their goaltender. This is a team that just had a team meeting. This is a team that got dunked on by everybody on the internet for 24 hours about being the curse of the city that could possibly taint the Toronto Blue Jays championship run. This is a team that is playing their former coach, that's on home ice after watching what is just nothing short of inspiring sports performance by the Toronto Blue Jays, even if they're not baseball fans, which again, I know a bunch of them actually are. So,
And every guy walks in tonight doing their little strut, showing off their
yep,
jersey, and
yep,
they're wearing their nice their stuff.
yep. Blue Jays are in the building. The city is in a place right now where I think that the fans are looking to feed off of the energy of another franchise and not just go into that arena and sit there on their hands and kind of boo. And the Toronto Maple Leafs gave what I would call another disjointed, I won't say effortless, but certainly inconsistent when
How's
it came to
lifeless
the effort.
sound?
Yeah, another lifeless performance from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like, you can lose that hockey game, but
Mhm.
you can't lose it like that.
No, I totally agree. We had a conversation about this today with Kipper and Borney, and Kipper brought it up to me. He's like, "This is a big game tonight with all
Mhm.
the stuff that's kind of around it. Like, this really did have a big game vibe, like you said, with all the things, Keefe, the Stolars factor, the Jays factor, just getting back on track factor, looking like a playoff team factor, all these different things." And they couldn't have fallen more flat on their face, man. Like, the
Mhm.
first period, pretty good. They looked good in the first period.
Yeah,
And
but even in the first, there was
but
some like 6-minute stretch of just
sure.
meh.
But there was their calling card all last year was that they kicked the crap out of teams in the second period.
Yeah.
That they would get these leads in the second period, and then they would go into the third and they wouldn't give them up. And that's how they won so many games last year on the backs of good defensive play and good goaltending. That was their calling card. And that calling card, it's they ran out of money on that calling card
Buddy,
because
when's the
boy,
last time you saw a 4-on-1?
they I mean, not just that. Like that
But
was
I just mean from
obviously
a defensive
no,
team
never.
standpoint.
Never,
Like,
never. That never
yeah,
happens. But
yeah, you
like
don't see that. It's the NHL.
outside of that, though, there's just high. I don't know. I wish I had the sports logic stats from tonight. I don't know what the high danger chances would have looked like tonight. But the middle of the ice in the Leaf zone is like, like what's the most wide open thing you can imagine? Like it's just everybody flying down the middle. And I know the Devils are fast and the Leafs are supposed to be slow. That's a problem. That's a big problem. They look like they're stuck in mud. And I tonight was the first night where like I've been trying to bat off the worry stuff.
Mhm.
And like I'm trying to just kind of distract myself with the Jays and being like, you know what? They have enough good players, they'll figure it out, they'll be fine. Tonight I had the first like really starting to think that maybe they're not, that we're in a bit of trouble here.
Oh,
Like
I'm
thought
there.
that thought is kind of creeping into my mind here pretty bad, if I'm being
So,
totally honest.
but
And that's what I
again,
try to be on this show.
yeah, but it's hard at times because listen, we can put our hands up and say that we're reactionary guys. Again, we were
Yes.
on national television being as reactionary as it can be.
It was
We're
game one.
pretty
It was like the sixth inning and the bases were
yeah,
empty. And I
we're
look
we're
like it was
we're pretty dramatic sports fans,
yes,
okay? So
correct.
like hand up. All right?
Yeah.
Can I be a weather vane? Yes.
Yes.
Can I be too emotional when I watch a lot of this stuff? But with the Leafs, you try to be a little bit more cautious because that is sort of the temperament of the fan base in general. And I think that it's actually a fair critique of people who observe them, right? Is like
Yeah.
they win a game and it's the old plan the parade joke, and then
Mhm.
they lose and it's tear it down and these
Yep.
guys are bums. I get it. I
Yep.
totally understand it. This is different. And that's what I'm trying to go. I'm talking to the ball knowers right now.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the ones with the real peepers. Like if you watch this game and you're hitting me with like, oh, the first goal was unlucky and then it's a power play, like blah, blah, blah. Like this isn't for you. You can tune out of the show right now. This is for the ball knowers. Okay. This is for the ones who actually know what's going on with a hockey team and who follow sports and who actually give a crap. This is bad, man. What
Yeah.
you're seeing to start this season is bad. Like, yeah, they've had some roster turnover. They lost a key player. They brought in some guys who were big question marks. Dakota Joshua is a question mark. Michelli is certainly a question mark, but man,
Mm.
starting to really understand why, the Utah Mammoth decided to scratch him from January onward and why tonight was his first goal since, January of
Yeah.
last year.
And a goal that
Or
literally
this,
any NHLer that is put in that situation
yeah,
is shooting it in the net. It's a
yeah,
beautiful pass by Willie Nylander, the
for
only
sure.
good player for the Leafs tonight.
But I think what is most concerning to me is that it's the identity stuff. It's like, what are you leaning on? Because even, dude, when these guys get into scrums or even Benoit fights at the end of the game, it feels forced. It feels
Totally.
theatrical. It doesn't feel like this is actually a part of who they are, that they've got a snarl, that they've got a bite to them. Where's the forecheck? Okay. Like, how are you not banging bodies? The Devils are a smaller team. They're not a physically imposing team. Why aren't you on top of pucks? Why aren't you in the zone winning battles? Why aren't you behind the net, like scratching and clawing to make things happen? And this is where I'm going to get into.
Can I
Uh,
answer that question quickly
yeah,
before you
go
get
ahead.
into what you're going to say?
Yeah.
Because they're not fast enough, bud. They can't catch
Sure.
up.
Yeah, that's part of it.
They can't catch up. The pucks, like they got these guys. They got Waugh. They got Dakota Joshua. They got Lorentz. They got these guys that they're flipping the puck in. And these speedy defensemen, man, they're picking the puck off the boards and they're out of there before someone can get in on the forecheck. They can't keep up. That's the big reason. Like, I think they want to be in on the forecheck. I think they want to be banging bodies, but you have to have a little pace to your game to be able to get in there. And it just feels like they don't have that. But continue on what you were going to say to finish off.
I look at this game and it's hard for me not to zero in on 34, the captain, because okay, whatever. I'm just going to let it fly tonight. I'm pissed off and I'm annoyed by it. And it's like, I'm so happy about the Jays. And then I have to watch this game. And like I said, Matthews showed up wearing the Vladdy jersey. He's the captain of the team. His winger left him for another franchise. And you can say it's all the fault of the fans and the media that was so hard to mark, the media that he's just desperately trying to escape as he does every interview and commercial known to man. It was all the fans' faults. Whatever. He left Austin Matthews. He's no longer on his line. They were partners in crime all the way through their careers. He's the leader of the team that faced the franchise, and they had an embarrassing moment and got called out. And how many shifts tonight did you feel like he was a dog on the bone? I felt as though at the very end, when they were pulling the goalie and they were trying to frantically go for 2 goals in under a minute, that he was given a really serious effort. I saw a lot of flat feet from him. I saw a lot of stick checks, saw a bad penalty where, again, he's just like not using the body, using the stick. I think that for sure there's something to be said for the career injuries taking a toll at this point, where he wasn't exactly Mr. Physical in the first place, but I don't think that he has a willingness to really engage that way, given the nature of his back and possibly wrist. But I want you to watch Vladimir Guerrero Jr. say, I was born ready, and show up in your jersey, and you show up in his the next night. And when your team needs you, to be a dog, to go out there and put your stamp out there as captain. And okay, again, some of these roster pieces are not perfect. This team has obviously got problems outside of Austin Matthews. But when you're talking about team identity and team culture and all this other stuff that resonates throughout the rest of the team, I got to see it from 34, man. It's got to be better than this on a night like tonight.
Well, I'd say this whole season reflects him, quite frankly, just inconsistent and not fiery. Really? Like, I mean, we've had conversations here over the first amount of shows that we've done that, like, there's been moments where he's looked dangerous.
Yeah.
But for the guy who signed the biggest contract in the league at the time, you're going to need to see more of it. You just are. Like, the contract now seems fine, but it just, the perception of what he is, you need to see it every night. You need to see it night to night. And it just feels like they're what are they now? 3-3-1? Is that the record? 3-3-1? Does that sound right? Yeah. It's he's playing 3-3-1. He looks 3-3-1. Like, I mean, you're as good as your captain. Your captain is literally the guy that's supposed to set the tone for you, that you kind of look to as a guy that you lean on, as a guy that's like fiery and, can rile them up. It just, he never has a different look on his face than the one that's always on his face. It just, I don't know. Just a lifeless effort. And I got to tell you, and this is the saddest part. Like, this is some classic Stockholm syndrome stuff, but like, I really expected a big game from him tonight,
So
and maybe that's on me. Like, I guess that's on me, but I really expected him to come out there, and, they try to put Domi up there. Domi wasn't very good. He got caved in. It's just, there's a gaping
Domi
hole.
was so bad that they tried Nick Robertson on the top line. Okay.
Yes. Like, there's a gaping hole in the top 6 on this team. And they tried to fill it by committee with getting Michelli and getting getting Waugh and getting all these other guys, Joshua, the Pizzetta, the big offseason signing, the guy that's now playing 4th line for the Marlies. It hasn't worked so far. And there's lots of time to figure it out, but their soft schedule here, their schedule to start is really easy. Like, they're playing some bad teams. Devils aren't a bad team. I think Devils are going to be good.
Yeah, 5 straight.
They're going to be a good team. But like, this is the first like really good team they've played, and they got run out of the building. It wasn't close.
No.
So what's that tell you?
Well, for me, again, like I don't want people to get trapped in misunderstanding what we're saying here. I don't think that this is like all on Matthews in terms
No,
of
of
why
course
you
not.
lose a game like tonight. You said it. They look slow. They don't have a lot of guys that are firing right now. Like I just can't tell you who the Maple Leafs are that are playing well. I think like Nylander is playing
I actually thought
Nylander.
Nylander was awesome tonight. He
Yeah,
was
like
like the
again,
only guy when he had the puck in his stick. I was like, oh,
yeah,
something
felt
good might happen.
dangerous. Yeah,
Yes.
felt like he could do something. I actually
Yeah.
felt like Tavares did really show up with an effort.
Yep.
Gets to the front of the net, scores a goal. He's 2 away from 500, and there was
Yeah.
just but John Tavares is not going to carry a hockey team anymore. Like
No.
it's not what the expectation should be.
And he's not paid to be like that anymore.
No,
Like
and
he's now paid like a third line center. It's
bro, and that's it. And this is what I'm saying about the Matthews thing is I have seen it and you have seen it. And everyone watching and listening to this show has seen what the Leafs look like when Austin Matthews is playing with some fire in his belly and when he's scoring goals and he's doing the Christ pose, the are you not entertained Russell Crowe pose.
Yes.
When he's fist pumping, the team goes with his energy level. And
Totally.
you see a night like tonight where again his line spends a ton of time in the D zone and he's just sort of skating around and he gets one little fancy chance in the third period, right? Where he tries to flip one in, cute little, yeah.
I mean, listen, I know we're doing negative, but that was so nasty.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
God.
Obviously. It was,
oh my God.
It
if
was.
he puts that in, that's one of the nicest goals I've ever seen. It was so
Yeah,
close. Anyways,
it is.
Continue.
It is. And that's what happens with goal scorers, right? Like you score one and all of a sudden it shifts a lot of the narrative of the game.
Yeah.
But it's too many passive shifts. It's too much of the same face as you just said. It's too inconsistent. And the thing that kind of made me cringe a little bit when you said it is there's this big hole in the top six. And obviously, like we're used to watching him play with Mitch Marner. But he's got Matthew Nyes and Max Domi's not a schlub of a hockey player. No. He's a professional. And how many guys in the league can play with scrubs and make them look good? Go around the league, watch other teams. Not everybody has a perfectly balanced top six where every star has the exact line mate that they would want to have.
Wasn't Draisaitl playing with like Kapanen and Podkolzin in the playoffs?
Dude.
Like
yes.
It doesn't always have to be another amazing player.
I was going to say, this isn't just, we always pin that down to Sidney Crosby, right? Because he can turn Connor Sheary into just, oh my God.
I always think of Dupuis.
Yeah.
Dupuis, good one.
Sheary's usually mine.
Think of. Yeah.
But either way, we always kind of put that down to him. But for Matthews, like, I don't know, man. I always hear this stuff from people in his circle about how in the off season, he's just such a dog. Like he trains so hard. And some people think like that's actually how he hurt his back, is that he worked out way too much and he did something to his body that he can't recover from. And that it actually isn't necessarily a hockey injury, which is,
that's fun.
A theory. But it's always been he's such a dog and he cares so much and nobody wants to win more than Austin Matthews. And then I watch it and I go, I don't know.
Seems like McKinnon might want it more.
Yeah, it seems like it. Like again,
I watched Brad Marchand ball his eyes out on the bench tonight in Boston.
Totally.
Seems like that guy might want it more.
Just maybe. Just maybe. Like, and even if you're him, okay, so as people evolve over time, you have to change your leadership strategies if you are in a leadership position. You just have to. And for Matthews at this point, okay, you're cool and you're disconnected from the narratives around your team and you're exhausted by the questions that the media has for you. And, you don't check in with the pulse of the team. All right. Okay. Like maybe switch it up. Maybe when you're seeing your team this deep into the season, again, I know it's early, but I'm just saying that this isn't game 3 or 4 now. Like we're starting to see a little bit of a pattern here where we are not able to really see what the identity of the team is. Maybe try to grab the bull by the horn a little bit, break a stick, maybe show a little emotion, maybe show a little fire, maybe even say something to the media yourself or say it to your teammates in private. I don't care, but something's got to change with him, man. If this team, like, again, they're not good enough. They're not fast enough. They're not deep enough up front to be able to survive a inconsistent Austin Matthews throughout the course of the season. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Yeah. But hey, man, that's what the money's for. That's what the responsibility's for. Sorry.
This from the chat, Witchdoc361. Toronto fans are fed up with Matthews. He's paid like McDavid and McKinnon dollars. to be undeniable, and he isn't.
Yep.
He isn't
It's not.
comparable
That's
to
it.
him.
That's honestly, what's that guy's name?
Undeniable. The Witch Doc 361.
The Witch
Undeniable is the
Doc is
perfect
on it.
word.
Undeniable. That's what you want to have. A lot of nights where you go, man, he was not getting denied tonight.
Yeah. A lot of denials tonight.
A lot of denials. Anyway.
Chris Tanev.
Oof. I'd even forgotten about that. What a nightmare.
Sorry. That was a bad one.
Yeah.
He went chin into bucket without looking. No chance to brace. Warrior gets up, tries like skates off on the ice, off the ice under his own power, but he did not look good. And he's a guy like he doesn't go down like that.
Yeah, no, he's not a soccer player.
No, he was in some trouble, and they could be in some trouble because it feels like that ain't. We'll see him Friday night against Buffalo kind of thing.
Mm-mm.
Although we won't see anything on Friday night against Buffalo, but that's neither here nor there. But.
Yeah, just a quick programming update. We're not doing Leafs talk Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Some of you probably gonna be pissed about that. I'm sorry, but the Jays are in the World Series and we're right across from them. And there's just no reality in which the two of us are going to miss World Series games to watch the Leafs play the Buffalo Sabres. Like, and honestly, if you are just the kind of diehard fan who would prioritize it, I would just say, give the Jays a shot.
You might like it.
Yeah, you might enjoy watching sports for a change.
Yes,
it could be pretty good for you. So we won't be doing that. Yeah, to the Tanev point though is okay. Again, try not to completely sound like a guy who's spiraling out with this hockey team before they've hit the 10-game mark, but it's got season from hell vibes to it, man. Like we still don't know what's going on with Joe Wall. They've got a goaltender who, by the way, let me just say, Stolar's good again tonight. The most unfair save percentage stats. This is why the eye test actually matters. Thank God that there's so many people that still want to watch the Toronto Maple Leafs, despite all the trauma that they've induced with this group and the way that they played so far this season. But if you just look at Stolar's numbers night in, night out, you would go, oh, he's kind of struggling this year, right? Like he's taken a step back. No, again, best player on the ice for the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight was Anthony Stolarz. I think maybe he could have had the clapper on the breakaway from Jack Hughes, but it's a good shot. It's a hard shot. You don't really see that too often. But other than that, like, what are you blaming him for any of these? He probably made like 4 or 5 saves tonight again, where he was taking goals off the board.
Yeah. 4-on-1 guy from the top of the hash marks, wrister, clapper. Like, I mean, I'm a Stolarz defender, so maybe I'm not as hard on him as I should be. And there's other people that would maybe have the argument that, like, if you're going to call out your team, you better not let in 4 goals or whatever, but I can't get there. I'm sure the people, maybe Kipper will have that argument tomorrow. I'm not sure, but it's just bad vibes.
Look at these goals. What are you going to do? You gave up 34 shots.
Yeah.
And you said you gave clean home run plate all night long. You gave you want him to stop a 4-on-1?
No. Well, I would. Yeah, I would like it, but it's just not really necessarily.
Sure. I'm just saying that I think the guy's battling his ass off out there and that he's actually trying to imprint a little bit of that attitude on this team. Yeah. And it's hard to do it when you're the guy in the net.
Yeah.
It really is. But to the Tanev point, the thing starting to go off the rails thing here, they obviously can't sustain a long-term injury to Chris Tanev, but it's a reminder of just like how old he is. And that's not like an injury prone guy injury. Obviously that's a bad luck one. That's to the head. You hope that he's okay and that he can take the time that he needs, but they're just not really in a position right now with the way that they're searching with their group to have, and the way that they're giving up slot chances and odd man rush chances and losing puck battles behind the net to lose their number one Warrior defenseman, their most consistent guy on that end.
Yeah. Not pretty.
No. Challenge.
No. I mean, that was like, if you want to talk about the turning point of the game.
Yeah. Horrible
absolutely
challenge.
Is it fair to say that's the worst challenge in the history of hockey?
I can't think of one that's worse.
Does the coaching staff know that you're allowed to be in the crease? Like, did they think it was Brett Hall rules again, that you're like, can't be in the crease? It's just, there's no contact.
Yeah. But also, okay, the broadcast, they were talking about it like it wasn't insane. They're like, oh, well, he's in the crease a little bit and they want to make sure that the guy can get out.
You're allowed to be in the crease.
But not just that, Stolarz isn't really making the effort to try to push out into him on that play.
No.
And I'm thinking too, it's another situation where the guy's talking about their whole premise was, we're going to clear the net. We're going to clear the net. And the first goal they give up is a complete total screen on your goaltender, which is the one area in which he struggled last season, which again, any goaltender kind of does. But yeah, the challenge felt for a staff that is known for ripping challenges, for a video review room that is like been crushing the challenge department for the last few seasons. That was an oddity for me. I thought it was such a bad challenge. I went, I must not know a rule.
Yeah. I thought maybe he tapped on the stick or like his glove.
Or that his skate caught something.
The skate, you're always looking for something and there was just nothing there. And it felt like a guy that wanted to change the momentum and get them back to, it just felt like a desperate challenge at that point. Like it's a 1-1 hockey game.
Yeah. That's why
Go play hockey. Go play hockey.
1-1 game. You had controlled most of the play in the first period, and you come out flat-footed in the second for sure. But for a team that has struggled in the second period so far this season with the goal differential that they had, got to say, this is like, you're right. As much as we've talked about all the other stuff, if you do want to point to a turning point in the game, and like the major screw up is they were behind the 8 ball right after they give up the power play goal with like 13 seconds left on the power play. They'd killed the most of it. It ends up in the back of their net. And it felt like they were chasing the game and that they never found their bearings after that power play goal outside of, again, a couple of, they got the nice pass by OEL that gets bumped up to Tavares for the odd man rush, and Nylander makes the play to Michelli. It's 3-2. You kind of feel like, okay, maybe if they can just get another lucky break, but
no,
you
got to earn your breaks.
Yeah. They weren't a tough team to play against tonight. They did not look like a group that's like, hey, don't worry, that this team will be there at the end of the season. And you can drop a couple of points like this. So anyway,
last thing for me.
Yeah.
Notice again, third period, not even close to the end of the third period. Ton of empty seats, bud.
Yep.
Ton of empty seats. Like,
I got thoughts on this. I'm going to blow out on my own podcast. Subscribe to JD Bunkis podcast. I'm not going to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be Blue Jays and Raptors season preview because the Raptors get going tomorrow. Yeah, I know. Most muted start to a season ever.
Interesting.
But eventually I'm working on something with this, and I've been soliciting from a lot of Leaf fans that are season ticket holders, and I think that I'll just say this, there's a little bit of an underbelly right now, undercurrent of, and I do think that there is, people are trying to spend their entertainment dollars on super expensive Blue Jays tickets.
Yeah, that's
so fair. You've caught a tough pocket where nobody's dying to go to a Leafs game and certainly pay the money to go to the Leafs.
Everybody's dying to go to a Jays game.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody wants to be able to pool together their sports entertainment dollar to go towards the Toronto Blue Jays. But I do think that there's some worrisome ripple effects right now with the future of where this fan base is at and the attention and the price. There's a lot of things at play here, brother. And I'll expand on this on my pod when I've got like a lot of time on it.
Look forward to it, bud.
Yeah. I think that's it for me too. So, last thing. I got one other thing.
Okay.
27th in power play percentage tonight, and they gave up a 2-on-1 shorthanded opportunity. And again, it's another night where they don't draw penalties, and they keep talking about it. And I know that there's like, we do ref talk and we joke about this stuff, and there's definitely conspiratorial Leaf fans, and the odd night I get conspiratorial too, but it's a style of play issue where they don't
not drawing anything.
Yeah. Like what's the style of play right now where you think they're going to be drawing penalties? And so it's a small sample, but it just still looks so obvious that they need a personnel change with the top 5 guys. And I don't think that you can remove Riley unless you're going to OEL, because I don't trust a forward to play back the way that you did with Mitch Marner. And yet it feels very much like and I think that we're kind of beating a dead horse here. Like, I've done this already, but it really does feel like the core 4, same stuff, where you've got all the high paid guys up on power play 1. And Savard and Berube are too afraid to take one of those guys off because of the implication that they want to give them a long runway. But the implication, man, it's just, you need a playmaker out there. It's got to be Domi. It's
obviously.
Domi's got to get a look, and you got to decide who's the net front guy. Is it Nyes or is it Tavares? Because you need a playmaker out there, and that's got to be the first attempt. And I actually think there's a case for 2 of those guys to not be on power play 1. I don't
Yeah.
mean like the 2 net front guys. I mean like
Yeah.
somebody else the way that it's going right now and just to completely shake it up. But I'm getting excited when the second power play unit gets there like 35 seconds and I get to look at just at least some guys who are going to move the puck around and feel like
They snap it way better.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. I think my prediction would be, I would imagine, I don't know if they'll have a day off tomorrow or they'll practice tomorrow. But I would predict that we see some shuffling on the power play unit.
I'm really curious to see what Berube has to say today too, by the way. Yeah, he's usually stoic and he doesn't do the Barry move, but he looked pissed off on the bench. What, you got some?
The chats, Schemata. These names are insane. I like. I feel like the biggest old guy ever. Schemata. Why does it feel like it's Tortorella time for the Leafs? Is that where we are?
No, but again, here's the thing. This is what I'm saying though, is why it's so important for Matthews to be doing this is like you have to put your imprint on the team.
Yes.
They already brought in a badass tough guy coach who people are supposed to be afraid of and it's not working. You brought in a bunch of big guys that are supposed to be tough and unruly and it's not working. Like you got to be the head of the snake 34. You got to be the one that forces the issue. You got to be undeniable, as the witch doc says. So the witch doc knows, man. Ball knower. Like,
undeniable witch doc.
This show is for the ball knowers. All right. Like anyway, the power play stinks and it looks bad. And when you're playing poorly in just about every facet and you get the odd man advantage and to have it feel this lifeless right now, it's not good. Like, I feel good about one thing, and that's Stolarz, period. Like, that's the end of the list.
So, just quickly, like you mentioned about Leafs talk this weekend.
Yeah.
Should we mention that we're going to do a little content on Saturday, you and I?
Yeah, Saturday we're going to do a pregame show, but I don't think we're going to podcast it, though. So you're going to have to – no, because it's a pregame, so it'll be dead.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it'll be DOA within an hour. So if you're just, like, listening to Sportsnet Plus or on on the radio, we'll be doing a little thing. But, yeah.
We'll send it a link. We'll send it a link.
Yeah, it's going to be, but I'm pretty sure it's
gonna be now this is what we came for. Luke and Christian, the boys, the dogs behind the scene.
Yeah, Christian and Luke,
What a goddamn game.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, I spent like hungover, got back from the show.
Yeah.
A good hour plus trying to go through my DMs. Again, reach out anytime, Twitter and Instagram
DMs.
at JD Bunkis, and
almost made me cry when I got home at 4 a.m.
Yeah, just people sharing their experience. I haven't even gotten through them all. Like there was so many people reaching out and talking about their experiences with this. And I'll be like, to tie it in with the Leaf stuff. It's like, this is all this fan base wants, is to have a moment like the Springer dinger for the Maple Leafs. Like their Springer dinger is John Tavares scoring a goal
lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
Like such a great call. And all it ever is just the first round. I will say, I told my wife this after the game as we were having a celebratory dart with our boy Alex Wong.
Yeah.
And I told her, I'm like, I loved our wedding day, honey, and I love that, but just was not nearly as good as that home run. Sorry.
No, that home run is as good as I've ever felt in my entire life.
Best moment of my life, probably.
I was, I think my equivalent of that was I'm in a group chat with the Spooner brothers and I hit them with, I'm sorry, but there's just no way you felt as good when your children were born as I did just now. There's no way. Dude, I was having full body vibrations. Yeah. Like that's what happiness was, is that like true elation in the moment and being surrounded. Again, sports are special because you get to have a shared experience with people like that.
And shout out the dog, shout out the hound dog and Jeff Hoffman. And they didn't even need one more run. It's all they needed.
Shout out those Blue Jays players that decided to use their only off night before they went into World Series. God. Straw Dog, David Popkins. I saw Tyler Heineman was there. Gossman was there. Shout out them that they like. You know, we were worried about the Vlad.
I hope they had a TV in the suite to watch them.
No, they were in the seats.
Oh, yeah, Straw Dog was in the suites. Yeah.
So, Straw Dog and Heineman, men of the people, were sitting there with Pop as the hitting coach. We all fretted and worried about the momentum shifting because Guerrero wore the Matthews jersey. I'm more fretting that they saw that like that energy seep through the glass and infect it. Like I hope Vladdy wasn't there.
Hope they were wearing masks like it was COVID.
Yeah, like COVID. Yeah. Got the N95s back out for the boys.
Oh,
yeah, it was
Cover
putrid.
it up.
Poo-poo
Oh,
platter.
boy.
Anyway, subscribe to this podcast. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Again, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at JD Bunkis, at Sam McKee. Leave a thumbs up on the YouTube page. Share the show when you see it. Tell your friends. Do those things. And yeah, we'll update you through our social channels in terms of when the show is back. But I'm guessing that what's the first game after
I don't know.
Sabres
They play
weekend?
across from the World Series every game. So
yeah. So
one day.
stay posted. Stay posted.
Yeah.
All right.
Next
We'll talk to you
Tuesday.
soon.